So this video here is going to cover how we got 4 deals for a marketing agency in 2 weeks. And I've got the screenshot here from the CRM. Actually, this is 10 days to be precise. And we can see 1, 2, 3, 4 deals closed, all from outreach. So let's get straight into how we actually went ahead and did that. So the first part of the process was picking the right audience. And obviously, the way we did that was send over an onboarding form to the clients. We got the information about who they're looking to target. Now, in this case, it's a marketing agency targeting restaurants in Australia. So that was the audience, and we got some details about, what size do they need to be, and so on and so forth. So that is the information we initially captured. The next step is to then pick the right databases based on this audience, because not all databases are created equal. Not all databases are fit for the same purposes. So if you're looking to target restaurants, I recommend you don't use something like LinkedIn Search Navigator or Apollo. You want to actually scrape Google Maps ideally. So that's exactly what we did. We scraped Google Maps and we used Outscraper to do that. Now, what's important to note here is that scraping Google Maps is not perfect. Sometimes you're going to basically get companies that are not actually restaurants because of some sort of issue within the Google scraper. So, what we did was actually use AI to pre qualify and confirm that all of these leads that we got on this scrape were actually restaurants. Now, this is very easy to do with AI now. You simply take your list, you upload it to a tool like clay.com, and then you can prompt an AI agent to scan the website of every lead to make sure that, for example, they have a menu or they have some sort of booking page or something that indicates that they're actually a restaurant. And then the AI can spit out a yes or a no based on whether they are qualified. Also, we used Clay for another purpose as well. So once we had all these companies mapped out, we wanted to find decision makers within each of the companies. Now, with Clay, you can do that. You can basically use data enrichment to find the right decision makers using a waterfall data enrichment flow where it looks through multiple databases to find the decision makers' primary email. Now, if for any specific company we cannot find the primary email of the decision maker, we simply reach out to the info at email. And this is very underrated. It actually works extremely well to just reach out to the general emails that they have on their webpage. And most people don't do it. So you get a very high reply rate. And you are going to book meetings by doing that. So that was kind of the second option if we couldn't find the main decision maker email. We also did spot checking, of course, just to make absolutely sure that the list is qualified. And that basically concluded our data acquisition strategy. Now, one thing we do is a process called TAM mapping. And this basically means that we want to map out as many companies as we possibly can that fit the ideal customer profile. And this basically means we have the contact details of the entire total addressable market, the entire TAM. And this means we can send more emails because we have a larger list, right? More data means more emails, and that means more deals. So this is something that we focused on. We wanted to find as many restaurants as we could that fit their ideal customer profile. Now, another thing we do is we do retargeting every 2 months. So obviously, it's tempting to think that you just do a one-time blast and then you're done with cold outreach and that's it. But this is not the way to do it. You want to retarget your entire total addressable market in a 2 month cycle. So basically, you reach out to all the decision makers in a 2 month span. Then you retarget them again in the next 2 months after that. And you repeat the process 6 times a year, right? Because there are 12 months and we do it every 2 months. So this means that you are going to stay top of mind with the decision makers. And this is going to mean that you win deals over your competitors because you are just more persistent. You are in their inbox more frequently. You're in their face more frequently, basically. And so this is a very important part of it. And it also makes cold outreach a long term channel. And KPIs are generally not going to fall, even though you do retargeting, because most people are in a completely different situation after 2 months. So even if they didn't respond to your first sequence, there's a good chance they're going to respond to the one you send after 2 months. So this is what we did. Then, in addition to that, we set up a multi-domain infrastructure. So we don't want to send emails from their main domain, especially because they're a very well-established marketing agency. So we didn't want to risk getting their main domain blacklisted on any sort of public blacklist. So we set up multiple domains that were separated from each other on the one panel, and then we set up email accounts under each. And basically, what that means is we have a diversified pool of email accounts. So even if one of them, let's say this one here, doesn't work or the entire domain gets burnt, well, then we can just easily replace it. We can easily replace it with new infrastructure, and this means that we don't burn the infrastructure over time. We can keep sending emails. We can keep doing this retargeting play here that I talked about. So that is what we did as well. Then we got to writing the scripts for them. So we want to obviously write some high converting scripts. Now, our scripts were very, very simple because apparently this just worked for this client. We tested some different stuff, but the simple emails just converted way better. So this is how we structured it. The first line was just an intro line commenting on basically their local position, just so there's some sort of relevancy, like, hey, we actually saw that you're operating this in this restaurant in Sydney, whatever the case might be. So that was the intro line. Now, the second line was literally just what do we do? So I'm just going to make it short here. WWD, what do we do? Right? So just saying what we do. And so many people, when they write emails, they're trying to get very fancy with it. But sometimes you just got to tell people what you do in very, very plain language, not overcomplicating it, not overthinking it, just like, what do you do? Right? And then the line after that was a local case study. So a relevant case study in their area. And then after that, it was just a call to action. And because we're dealing with the restaurants, we find that asking them to hop on the phone is a pretty good call to action. Like, can I give you a call? And typically, you can get a hold of the owner. So, and sometimes they'll, maybe have their mobile number in the signature, or you can even find it via a database. And so then you just give them a call and book the meeting. So this is exactly what we did, and this script just worked super well. So that's exactly what we doubled down on during this time. And then from there, we basically set up the rest of this system here. We call it the Scale Sprint system. And it is a system for generating top of funnel here. We use cold email and LinkedIn. Then we have a whole flow for appointment setting here. So, getting back to people super fast once they respond, ideally in under 1 minute. It's going to increase your conversion tremendously. There are lots of studies on that. And then we have a multi-channel long-term nurturing flow. If they don't book a call immediately, and then if they do book a call, we build out a basically a welcome flow and a thank you page and a pre-call flow, all optimized for conversion and nurturing over time. So that is basically what we did with the Scale Sprint system here. We built out this entire thing for them, and that is how we were able to get them 4 deals in only 2 weeks of running the system here. So that's going to be it for this video. If you want to work with Scale Sprint and have us build the exact same system for you, then you can book a call with me, or you can just check out scalesprint.io, where I have a video explaining exactly how it works. So thanks for watching the video and have a good day.